All right, well, it's 7:19.
All right, let's go.
We are hastily packed.
I think we're packed up.
We packed like we're getting evicted.
Throw it in a bag, we'll sort it out at the new place. Oh my God, what a trip. He's gonna have a great time putting these videos together.
Oh, I know, it's gonna be a nightmare. But we'll get there.
I meant fun. I thought you would have fun doing this.
But it's gonna be a bloodbath of footage, though.
Just reliving
this is
everything.
way more footage than I think we ever take on any cruise ever. So yeah, it's very well documented.
Pretty much.
And we're still gone. So
yes. All right. Let's go get coffee for me and food for you.
Yep.
And
we're trying to get off the ship as fast as we can. Otherwise, just because we've got to be back by noon to Orlando to get the dogs.
We have to get the dogs. If we're not there by noon, they're going to charge us an extra day.
Yep.
So we got to get hauling.
Yeah. There's no hurricane to save our bacon this time.
Bacon.
All right, we ran into some old friends on our way into the buffet, and meanwhile I'm watching all humanity pass me. Like, we gotta go. All right, so as kind of expected, it's our first time on the back of the ship for food, other than last night. But buffet-wise, it's like critical overload right now. Also, it's another nice day for a brown breakfast. Got a croissant this time for some variety.
The coffee machine right now.
I got the pancake again for one final bang.
Oh, I just want to make 2 muffins. The muffin yesterday was so good, I thought I'd try some that had stuff in them. And then coffee.
I have some bad news. It's just this one part.
Not too bad.
This one's okay, but this is hard as a rock. Oh well. They can't all be winners, can they? Guess not. Alright, that was one crunchy pancake. And as you famously know, I don't use stuff on my pancakes, so this is the raw deal. You know what, based on the entire plate of food, so what? It's not my thing I live and die by, but I also want to be thorough and fair because, you know, I did bang the edge because it was overdone. Bacon. Not clean yet, but all right. So we are peeking at a veranda
That's
suite.
fine. I just wanted to see for next time.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Here's the veranda. You got the teak floor. You got the wicker furniture. You got the neighbors. You got the port of indecision. Okay, and no smoking. I thought they were going to be old school and have the smoking thing out here, but they don't. They were no smoking signs, is what you're seeing from a distance on the port cam.
Look at the desk.
Wow.
Wait till you see the bathroom.
Bathroom?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. These are nice. I could do this. I could totally do this. Look at that whole wall of closets.
Yep.
Huge television.
No, this is not normally. This is not normally Jamie's thing to have the closets right by the door or by the bed.
3 feet. They're not like right on top of it.
All right, so.
Okay.
Holy cow! Wow.
Okay, gonna price these out next time.
Yeah. All right, so there's like 10 people on this ship that have no idea what you guys are talking about these rooms being terrible. And again, we liked our room a lot.
Really nice.
But yeah, we would have liked this room even more.
Honey, it's a Jamie fridge. It's up off the ground.
Jeez.
I don't have to bend.
Wow.
Okay. What's happened?
That was sweet 106. Just to keep it real here. Sound resistant. We barely touched the TV after all that. Yeah. So we're about to clear out. So, you know, we just looked at the veranda suite, and there's 10 of them on board, just so you know. So, But at any rate, I gotta say, this is a nice room. People complain about paper thin wall action. This particular room, no problem. In fact, I was just trashed yesterday. And couldn't get out of bed, and it was like, then I would hear like murmur, murmur, murmur through the wall. And for that matter, if there's anybody next door, then they're hearing me going murmur, murmur, talking about the room right now. But again, the door is vented, so you're gonna get hallway noise. It's the reality of the situation. But it wasn't unbearable. And then I brought the iPad to play cricket noise, and so that, whatever the issue was at that point, was pretty well drowned out. This thing, I thought I was going to bust Josh and Taylor like, yeah, this is wrong, or it was your room or something, where they're like, well, this thing never turns off. Well, it does turn off, as I will demonstrate. Click. All right, off. See, totally off. At some point, it's going to turn back on, but much lower light. And because it's an inside cabin, I don't mind it. Because especially if you have to do one of those get up for potty, you've got something lighting the way that's not obtrusive, so that's nice.
Alright, we got to go.
Yep. And just to be thorough, on the way out the door, 5099 was across the hall from us. They got the Bed Bath & Beyond pillows. That's where they went. It's such a stupid thing because, you know, men generally don't like throw pillows and throw them aside at the first opportunity. But aesthetically, though, to walk in the room and see that, it's like, it looks so nice. It's virtually identical to the inside otherwise. There's not a lot to talk about here other than how's their shower? About the same. So there you go. And again, we're not going to hold it against them that they're in the middle of cleaning their room right now, so whatever condition it's in is how it is. Gotta go.
Morning.
Hello. Have a good day. One last walk down the hallway. One last walk past the elevator banks. One last walk past the crew member. Hello.
Remember, next time, guitar.
Okay, all right.
We're doing it.
All right, sounds good.
Come on, get your white key card out.
Huh?
Get your white key card out.
Bye, Flip Flop. Bye, boat.
Get your white card. Both of you, safe travel home.
Thank you. Hello. That was a noise story.
Your white cabin is ready.
Thank you.
Your white cabin is ready. There are 2 lines. Scan your card, please. Scan your card. Watch your step. Thank you.
Hello.
Watch your step.
Ethan, have a safe trip.
Thank you. Appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Watch
Thank
your
you.
step.
On a cruise guy, not on a cruise guy.
I'm all stressed again.
What's this out here? The real world? Oh, man.
Responsibility.
What are these bills? Oh. Hi, Margaritaville. We'll be back. Okay, so unlike boarding, I didn't even do a timestamp. We just kind of
That was fast.
ran like the devil while the ground was level.
We walked right off.
It's 8:06.
Yeah, we walked right
I think we
off.
started this at like 7:50. Just putting a rough time on it. And now we're waiting for the valet.
Our last $4.
I feel like we're like sliding across the finish line on our butts holding the steering wheel.
We did.
But,
Can you sum up your trip in 3 words?
best cruise ever. So we'll have plenty to say in the car, I am sure, but same to you.
So much fun. And I'm not like saying so much fun. I am saying So much fun.
But doing it like exhausted because we've been up for like ever.
I would turn around and do it all over again.
Absolutely.
That was so good. Okay, it is 8:20 and we are out of here.
Well, let's look at this ship.
Goodbye, beautiful ship. Thank you. Thank you for floating. That was my minimal expectation for this cruise, that boat stay afloat. And not only did it stay afloat, but it was so much fun.
Yep.
I really cut my bangs too short. Such a blast. My God, we're wearing a lot of print. Okay, do you know where you're going? Or do you need me to pull up a map?
I'm following signs, but
I think it's that way.
signs have run
I think it's straight ahead. If memory serves. Okay, thanks to the sun, the lighting's a little weird in here.
out. Yeah.
Let's see if I can get... Nope, I can't. We're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yep.
Alright, we're gonna start with the lows. Low number 1, that 2-hour line at the terminal. And we talked to many people about this. We all agreed that the $99 to buy the express pass ahead of time, because you can't buy it at the port.
For 2.
It's $99 for 2 people, and it gets you in the express check-in line
And check out for that matter.
and check out. Although check out, we got off the
It
ship
was so fast
early.
anyway.
We just walked right through. I mean, it was crazy. So yeah, but that's the terminal staff. I don't know. There's like 20 check-in lanes, and they were not using. I think they were using half, if that.
Right, at the most.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever got up to half. I think they got up to like 9 at the
Yeah.
most.
So, but it didn't affect the cruise at all. Once we finally got through that, smooth sailing.
Oh,
Okay, you had a complaint about bathrooms?
yeah. Yeah, the common area bathroom's not the greatest. I went to go use one of the stalls, and like the toilet seat came up with my hand. And then I go to turn around and lock the door, and it won't. Now, Para-DJ made it seem like there were no urinals in the men's. It turns out, yes, there are, just not in every single one. And sometimes it just stalls in the men's.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, well, there's just never going to be anything but stalls. And I was like, wait, what's this here? The room toilet is like battery operated, which I'm not used to. I'm so used to like that vacuum flush button or whatever. And it's like,
It was a vacuum flush button.
yeah, but it's electrical powered because you have to have that light switch.
It was weak. It was weak.
And because of that, yeah, it just didn't. You know, you had to flush twice for pee. It was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a weak flush.
Yeah.
But if you knew that, you just courtesy flushed anyway. It was no big deal.
Yeah.
The grab.
And again, keeping it real here.
The biggest problem we had, we couldn't get rid of Ethan's pee. The handicap grab bars in the bathroom, the way they were installed, and this could have been 30-some years ago, is they're installed straight. I don't even think they had handicap handicap bars 30 years ago.
They did, yeah.
The grab bars are installed straight up and down, and they're very hard to get a purchase on. So I would either tip them at a 45-degree angle or a 90-degree angle, so that people could actually use them for their intended purposes, so you don't fall. But sometimes you just need that extra I don't know why we're talking about bathroom stuff. No idea what happens here. That's what happens when I have half a cup of coffee.
It also just, tells you like how much straws we're grasping at for.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we had to go to in order to come up with negatives. We're gonna do the positives. We're trying to do this without long rambling stories, Ethan. Talking to you, Ethan.
Right. Was there any other low?
I can't think of it.
The pancake.
The pancake was. I need to come up with like a
Pancake scale.
a ranking system for pancakes. So Disney is obviously in first place. This one would be in second place. Not necessarily super close to Disney, but way ahead of MSC. So as far as the pancake scale goes, they're acceptable. Not perfect, but acceptable. Disney's are perfect. The Disney pancake scale, I think, is what. Just because I can't imagine anybody unseating Disney for their buffet pancake. We'll see. We got 2 more cruises this year that we know of, and it's 2 different cruise lines. So we'll see where they rank. I have to write all this down. Make a pie chart of pancake goodness. I'm losing it this morning. We should really stop and get more coffee. Okay, got another low?
Okay, so how is this for a low? There just weren't enough hours in the day to do all the things.
Yeah, which is weird because we would see people's posts about there's nothing to do. They don't really offer anything to do. Yeah, they do. There were multiple times that we were like, we got to pick one of these. We can't do both. We can't be in 2 places at once. So there was stuff we missed that we would have wanted to do. How's this for a low? It took a while to get our food at the dinner at the main dining room, but it's not a big deal. It felt a little long. We started talking to the people next to us, and it was no big deal. Or we were talking to each other. That's how desperate we were. No, I'm kidding. We really did have a good time.
Alright, so now it's time to talk about the highs. And I wanted to say right off the bat, I don't think we've had this many highs to talk about on a cruise ever.
Ever.
So, just wow. And it's funny because everyone's different and everyone's got their own opinion and their own experiences. Who knows what they'll experience on the ship, pro or con. But when they don't do comment cards in the room like Disney does, they're going to send an email survey saying, so, what'd you think? And we're going to send them like 6 reams of feedback about how great it was.
Yeah.
But I'm sure this one is going to send them 7 reams about how terrible it was. But our experience was just
Phenomenal.
unparalleled.
You're going to have to merge. Pay attention. Yeah. All right, let's start with food. And I'm going to start kind of in the middle of the cruise. I'm going to start with the main dining room.
Right.
We only did the second night in the main dining room. It was incredible. There is no other word for that food. Everything that came to our table was delicious. We taught the people next to us that on a cruise you can order whatever you want. If you want 2 entrees, you can have 2 entrees. However you want to do it.
Yeah, they did the famous, well, I should order there. Like, well, you still can.
Yeah,
Like,
you still can.
What?
Yeah, so they ended up getting things of pasta for their table afterward. They were so excited. But yeah, everything was delicious in that main dining room. I'm kind of sorry we weren't hungry the first night.
Yeah. Well, I really wanted the buttered chicken.
Oh, okay.
And just, there was no room. So
Yeah. The pizza was okay in Frank and Lola's, but we did the pizza by the slice. Maybe it's different. I don't know.
Yeah, we just had cheese pizza. So I mean,
yeah, but it was fine. It I spit it out. It was fine. It just wasn't. It's not the best pizza I've ever had in the world, but it was fine.
But then we did the 5 o'clock summer food.
Yes, last night. this morning.
Yeah.
We did that cheeseburger. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
That was totally worth paying for.
Absolutely.
The fries were really good. The wings were too hot for me. The
And I'm just not
Buffalo.
a wing guy. I had one and say I did.
And I wasn't, and seeing, I let you pick the flavor because none of the flavors appealed to me. Although I might have been better off with like the jerk chicken or something,
Yeah.
just because it was a little less hot. And buffalo was. Woo. I know what I wanted to say.
Well, we're still on food.
Yes, lots of complaints around the ship that I heard ahead of time about how bad the coffee and the water were. Not an issue.
In fact, I had straight up buffet water with our late night food. And
Yeah, so he had water from the buffet, we had water from a bar, and we had water in the main dining room. Just plain tap water. All 3 times it was perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with any of them. And the coffee in the buffet is the best buffet coffee I've ever had. Don't ask me how.
And you're really like high on the cruise because I just thought it was okay coffee, but it was like, look, just get it in there and get going.
No, well, I'm saying compared to the other cruise lines, their buffet coffee, the buffet coffee at Disney is not great.
I mean, I didn't think this was like Nescafe or whatever, so it's not like that. But,
Yeah.
it was just very, to me, it was just a greasy spoon.
The coffee cups are really, really tiny. So the one thing I would do differently is I would bring our travel mugs
Yes.
so that we could actually have a decent sized cup of coffee. The cups were so small I couldn't even. It's kind of the morning ritual that if I go up on deck and I'm wandering around, when I come back down, I bring him coffee in bed. And I couldn't bring him the buffet coffee because those cups were just. I was never going to be able to carry them.
Well, apparently, the upcharge coffee place is open earlier than it used to.
They're open from 7 to 10. I think I filmed the hours sign, or a guy stepped in front of it right before I was going to film it. One of the two. But it was 7 to 10 and then 2 to 2. Oh, that was it. I started to ask a question on camera and I never finished it. It said 7 to 10 a.m. and then it said 14 p.m. to 2 a.m. So here's my question. If you do military time, you don't have to say p.m., right? The fact that it's a 14
Right, you would just say
implies it.
1,400 hours.
Yeah, no, it said 1,400 hours p.m. That's what the sign said. And it was a printed sign. So somebody said, here, make a sign that says this. Okay. But coffee good, water good. Lemonade a little weak, but I think it's like light lemonade or something. I don't know. But it was passable when I kept forgetting the crystal lights. I don't know what I was doing. This whole cruise, we were not ourselves. Trivia was fun. Very, very loosey-goosey.
We're still staying on the food.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pick up my category.
Sorry. What other food you got?
So let's think what else we have. So largely the buffet is what we have.
Yeah, we did a lot of buffet.
I thought the buffet was fine. I didn't have anything and everything from it.
Right. Right. It was weird. It was weird to see cold cuts on a buffet for breakfast. But maybe that's just me. Oh, this morning I finally found where you get the bagels. Like bagels, English muffins, toast. But I didn't feel like waiting, so I didn't even bother. I just had those 2 little muffins, which were delicious. And not dry and crumbly like a certain cruise ship that I'm tired of naming.
Yeah, we won't say.
My entire apartment is filled with his old cruise cards. Apparently, so is his car. All right. Anything else with the food?
No, other than that, I mean, it's possible that when they were first getting going with this, the food was out of a cereal box or something. I don't know, but they've definitely. We're going to be saying this a lot, I think, throughout this whole section. They do read their email surveys.
Yeah, and they do make
fixes.
They do. They make adjustments. They tweak things. We could see from watching past cruise videos in the last few months the changes that are being made, the things that are being tweaked and fixed and improved. they're putting money back into the ship, which I really appreciate the fact that you could actually see that. And it makes you feel really good about giving them your money when you know that it's going to be used to better your enjoyment in the future. Not like Jimmy Buffett needs any more of our money. Well, to be fair, I've never given Jimmy Buffett any money until this. But he doesn't need it. So put it back into the ship. I respect that and I like that. Okay, Jimmy Buffett's gonna lead us into entertainment. Damn, son. What, do we have words for the entertainment on this ship?
We didn't even see all of it.
No, we didn't see
Or hear all of it.
a few of the acts.
Yeah.
But the stuff we saw, I thought it was incredible. The talent.
As you'll see in another video, John Massey was outstanding.
John Massey, the sing-along piano player, was so much fun. I'm surprised I have a voice.
Yeah.
What was the name of the band?
Golden Soul Band.
Golden Soul Band, who I think they told us that they were leaving the ship in a couple of months.
Right.
May or June, he wasn't sure. My God, the voices on these kids.
Yeah.
Whew.
Now we're going to file this under drunken promises. But we were talking to the band last night. It was like, oh my God, you guys are so great. We really wish we had more time to catch your show, but we had to run around from thing to thing. And I said, yeah, I want my band to cover Funky Town, and you guys did a double long version of it. So I was texting the band like, they're doing a double long version. You guys, we got to get on this. And they're like, oh, you know how to play Funky Town on what? I said, the bass. Like, oh, you play bass? Okay, next sail away party, we'll see you, and then you're going to play bass on Funky Town for the sail away. Like, sure. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, it's midnight, you don't know. And then on the way off the ship, they saw me again, like, don't forget what we said, you're playing bass on Funky Town. Like, okay.
I didn't know that happened. Oh my God. Oh, now I really want to like book another weekend just to mess with you.
Yeah, just to take them up their word. Like, hey, so Lowe's, they lied.
It would be really funny. Yeah. All of a sudden, Ethan's like,
well, I told him, I said, your bass player has a 6 string. You don't need me. Like, you know, just play it anyway. All right, fine.
Yeah, you know you're getting off on 102. That's weird. Okay. Got back on. We finally made our turn onto the turnpike. So they rerouted us for some reason. Didn't say why. The phone didn't explain itself to me. Okay, entertainment. The cruise activities staff was fun. It's just the whole vibe of the cruise was just like kind of loose and chill and Jimmy Buffett-ish. So the things like, you know, we're gonna play trivia, but we're gonna have 6 winners and you all get free drinks. You know, we're gonna do sports trivia, which is gonna devolve into you 8 people are gonna have a dance contest and you all get free drinks. It was that kind of vibe. And we saw some show at the end of the night. We caught the end of it, and they had a line of it was 6 people.
It was Battle of the Sexes.
Battle of the Sexes. It ended with 6 people getting drinks. So the moral of the story here is, if on Margaritaville they want you to play. You play, you drink.
And if you don't mind that your free drinks are Bahama Mama.
Yes, they were all, well, we did get margaritas at one of the bars.
Well, the one,
yeah, you don't get to
he
pick
was like,
what you want.
just get whatever free drink you want. Like, oh, well, fine. So I was like, well, then just give me our house margaritas. I didn't want to go in there and say, well, give me the 15th shot or whatever. But, But
Yeah, it was nice.
because this woman who also was part of it, she's like, well, I want a strawberry margarita. I'm like, well, I'm gonna get a regular one.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it was, and then every time I was given a free drink, it was whatever they handed me. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, it's a free drink. I'm not going to complain.
yeah.
Anything else about the entertainment?
Well, so it was funny with the trivia. The guy who was running it was so loose that they got to the infamous question that Pero DJ had shown on their one. Like, they didn't get the answer. And I don't think there is an answer. The question was, in what year was Jimmy Buffett's 13th studio album released? He looked at the question and goes, nobody knows this. We don't even know. Whatever. We're skipping that one. Okay.
He skipped a question. It was
Okay.
funny.
But it wasn't like any score was being kept.
Yeah, they weren't even attempting to keep a score that
Yeah,
time.
I didn't realize. Like I sat down, like, well, I'm not actually playing, and then I kept shouting out answers anyway.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like, well, if you think you're part of this, stand up here. Okay, free drinks. Okay.
Yeah. It was great. We really had fun with that. I think we would have gone to more trivias if we'd realized that it was so loosey-goosey and so that sports trivia, we were just yelling out random answers. People were just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And it was funny.
It was the big fat quiz of the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. Any other entertainment? Oh, the ship show.
Yeah, the ship show.
The ship show. We had heard very mixed reviews
Yeah.
about people loved it, people absolutely hated it, people walked out on it.
And plus, during the actual show, I looked around.
Yeah.
And you had a blend of people who really liked it, and then other people who just sat there just like, any minute now they'll be done with my 6th root canal that I'm sitting through. Like, okay, it's not that bad, you guys, but I mean, it said it on the sign. It's going to be nothing but Jimmy Buffett music. So.
Yeah, so it was a whole bunch of Jimmy Buffett songs. Apparently Jimmy Buffett's written books. I don't know anything about this. And apparently the characters in the show are characters from his books. And they just kind of ramble a story. Very Jimmy Buffett style, I guess. And it's interspersed with the songs. And it was... Was it all right, let's go with Disney being some of the best entertainment at sea. I'm just going to go with that. Your mileage may vary. It was not Disney quality, but these performers were very talented, very dedicated. They threw themselves into it, and it was an enjoyable experience. And again, not a Jimmy Buffett fan. Turned out they did at least 2 songs I had no clue were him.
Yeah.
And then they did a bunch of songs I've never heard before. But the people who were Jimmy Buffett fans were having a friggin' blast. And I enjoyed it. I don't know that I have to see it again, but I feel that way about some of the Disney shows too. But it was definitely worth seeing at least once. Just the singing and the dancing were really good. So, you have thought?
Well, now that we're off the ship and so's he, the guy who played the lead character was talking offset. It was, yesterday or today really officially was his last day. And he was like, I really hate the show. There's no plot. And he's like, it's like this. Hi, I'm this character. I'm moved into the islands and cheeseburger in paradise. Okay, we're done. That's what it is. And
It was a little more than that.
so, but no, there's not a real story. But what they do is that they find a way to string together, and that's what it is. They string together Jimmy Buffett songs.
Yeah.
And the audience that's there for it is there for it.
Yep.
And there's this one guy, he was at the sing-along, so he's my barometer. And he will physically show you where he's at on the excitement scale of what songs are being played.
Yes.
And he apparently was a parrot head. And he's sitting right up in front.
Right up in front.
And they doing like fins or whatever, and he's like, yay! And it's like, and then here's this obscure-ass Jimmy Buffett song that Jimmy Buffett even forgot he wrote. Okay, I guess. But it's like, it would kind of, okay, but here's Margaritaville back again. Then they did a conga line, and he's right up out of his chair. And his wife, meanwhile, is such a sourpuss, and she's just sitting there like this the whole time. And he got up to go conga line, and it's like, well, they just got divorced.
Right.
So she got on her phone to film it.
So yeah, that was not true. She was just not as demonstrative as he was.
But then, as a side note, we were doing the John Massey show again last night, and it was quite a mixed bag song-wise. It started out with all the huge, and then all of a sudden, like, he did Zanzibar.
Yeah,
And it was like, he's like, well, to be fair, I'm doing this out of spite because I can't believe someone requested this. And it was this young girl. He's like, and I can't believe you know to request this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So he did it, and by about that time, barometer guy, he got up and he just was like this and walked out.
Well, he also did some young stuff. Cyndi Lauper. That was the 80s, for God's sake.
Yeah.
He did Girls Just Want to Have Fun. He did.
Yeah, actually, I think that's where he lost.
I think that's where he lost the guy. But he had done 2 or 3 songs that weren't classic rock.
Right.
And yeah, this guy was like,
and he did Lou Rawls, for God's sakes.
He did do Lou Rawls. He was doing Nat King Cole, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's when we left or right before we left.
Right before.
Yeah, we were all over the board last night. It was fun. Yeah, that was a good show.
Alright, so before I completely forgot, Golden Soul Band. We didn't get to see them as much as we wanted to, but they don't use backing tracks, and they don't have a guitar player. But they really do a lot with what they've got. They've got 2 female singers, a male singer, and then drummer, keyboard player, and bass player.
Those girls' voices are amazing.
And the male singer in the middle plays horns, he plays the congas.
Bongos. Congas.
It was congas. Bongos are small.
Oh, excuse me.
But,
Pardon me, musician boy.
yeah, so, but he's so fluid, because he'll go from singing to trumpet to singing to congas to whatever else.
Well, and yeah, and I'm sure Ethan is going to show you in the video, but you know, they were playing a song and then they went into Happy Birthday without missing a beat.
Yeah.
And then back into the song.
Yeah.
It was fluid. It was seamless.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
All right, we need a new topic. Okay, we're back on the road. Swedish fish time. We're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about the ship itself. I cannot attest to the cleanliness or the depth or the temperature of the water in the postage stamp size pools, as we did not go in either one of them. Entry into the pools looks like it's just ladder, and I learned on the Disney Wish that backing into a pool on a ladder and I don't mix. I fell off and fell backwards into the water. It was not good. It's an old ship, but they are doing a lot to modernize it. It's going into dry dock in a few months for like 3 weeks.
They're going to make some changes.
That they're going to do some stuff with that. I was just killing time until you finished chewing. Your turn.
Yeah, one thing that I think just for other people's sakes, is it has nothing to do with us. The kids clubs apparently are sad. The teen club was shut down completely. And we found out from another video that one of the kids clubs is literally just a storage closet. Like, there is no kids club, it's just storage, and it still has the kid club sign. Kids seem to be fine on the ship. Otherwise, they seem to find things to do. But, so, it's really funny because it used to be a Costa ship. And normally it would be just like all the strikes against it. But having seen the videos of back when it actually was an operational Costa ship, I was amazed to see how much of the original stuff they kept. So like furniture and chairs and stuff, a lot of this is from the original ship. And I think Margaritaville Inc. just took the approach of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And to be fair, there was like a transition. It went from Costa to Bahama Paradise Sailing Company to Margaritaville. So the decision to keep a lot of this was the Bahama dudes. And I don't know how long they operated during the interim. But I think it was a really wise idea to make it Margaritaville. That guy formerly of the show was saying that, you know, I don't know why they're even bothering calling it Margaritaville, because it's not like it's a particularly parrot-headed experience. It's like, as far as attracting parrot heads, is that the first few launches did that, but then they blew through them all, so now most of the people on the ship are just there because it's a cheap cruise, and they don't know who Jimmy Buffett is. And I can personally attest to this, that yeah, that's pretty much the case. But overall, it just doesn't matter. And so for me personally, I found it weirdly exhilarating to like go around the ship and see what was original. Like, ooh, it's still here, and like the pictures on the wall, the stars in the wall, the Stars in the Water Theater, are the original pictures from Costa. It's like, oh wow, it's so, you know, so it feels like history.
I have a great "it's still there" thing to point out. The elevator announcements are in Italian and then English.
Yeah.
So we were learning to count to 14 in Italian this weekend.
Yeah. Didn't stick, but yeah.
Yeah, but that was something that they've never changed. They've never changed the elevator announcements, which I thought was really funny.
Well, then the thermostat in the room is Celsius.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we were doing the math on that.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
And I wonder, for people who are saying about the room being too cold or too hot, I just wonder if it's a Celsius thing, like they don't get it, like what to turn it on to. You'd think just, if nothing else, like visually, you know, that knob to the right is hot and knob to the left is cold.
That sounds like a Jimmy Buffett song.
Yeah.
The getting around the ship was fairly easy. I never did quite figure out the whole front and back thing.
Yeah.
I was never quite sure where I was at.
And there's nothing that really guides you, like, you know,
Yeah.
you are going towards the front of the ship.
Yeah.
Other than if you happen to spot a ship map, you can see the little dot, like, wow, okay, we're
Yeah.
forward. Yeah.
But it wasn't such a big ship that you couldn't correct your course if you were going in the wrong
It was on
direction.
par with the Disney magic,
Yeah.
where it's like, if you're staying at one elevator bank, you can see the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, you can
So,
see
yeah,
the
it's-
one elevator from
we're
the
not,
other.
We're not used to that, like on the Disney anything else. Like,
Yeah, it was kind of funny. You had this sight line straight through the center of the ship. The rooms were really good. Plenty of space and everything like that.
And then the main dining room was very nice.
It was gorgeous.
And I was mentioning it at the time. I don't know how I filmed it, but we were sitting there in the dining room. I'm like, it's so, well, because it's just so old school. I think it like gets people into that frame of mind. That I really felt like I was taken on a journey to 1991 of like, this is what cruising was like back then. And even earlier, I would say. That I think what it is that Disney's dining rooms are meant to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Like, Crush is going to talk to you, and the room's going to change colors, and there's going to be a video show or a light show or something, you know. Or the Arendelle, they're going to do a concert, and Rapunzel's going to do Rapunzel stuff. Whereas with this, it's just the dining room. Now on, you know, visual aid went away.
Let it go.
So on their main dining room, it just felt so sterile. And the wait staff was like just humorless. And like, you know, you don't know. Like, so you sit down and be like, well, can I get a Diet Coke? Like, well, do you have $10? Like, no. And so used to just, well, you mean, so I know there's a drink bag, but come on, just do soda, as part of dinner. No. Well, there was like this touch of attitude. How do you not know? Like, maybe this would be like the exception. You could just hear in the air at this main dining room that it's like you can just hear like that happy talk of just everyone's all like, chatty. And sure enough, like, we didn't set out to do this, but we ended up talking to the people at the next table. And then seeing them around the ship after that and all this. And it lent itself to that, and I'm sure it was happening all around the room. I think that there were people like cross-talking.
I know there were. Yeah, I knew there were. There was a couple. The sunset was going on outside the windows, and this couple came from across the dining room. They were leaving, and they caught sight of it, and they came over, and people were sitting at the table next to the window, and they're like, "I'm sorry, can we just?" Oh yeah, go ahead. And they ended up standing there and talking for like 5 minutes because a conversation broke out. I had breakfast with the nicest couple one morning, and then when Ethan got up and I went back to breakfast, we sat and had a conversation with another really nice couple. And in fact, she and I've got her email address. We're going to correspond because she was so nice. And they were the sweetest couple. And then those people, the 4 people we met at dinner. And then one of the guys that was in a dancing thing with me. We were waiting for the valet to bring the car around, and we ended up having this huge conversation with this guy and Frank.
And he was even like, "Look, I know a bunch of people complain about this ship and about this cruise." He goes, "And I gotta ask, like, what's your problem? Like, this is a 2-day getaway. Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah.
Just get in there and just have fun."
Yeah. And we did.
So next event, the island.
Freeport. We went to Freeport. We'd never been to Freeport, either one of us. Oh, my nose is so red. Sorry. We liked our excursion. We liked
our DIY excursion.
Yeah, we went to Tano Beach Resort and did the day pass. And I saw on Facebook this morning people asking questions, so I'm going to go through this real quick. You can book an excursion to Tano Beach Resort through the ship. It is $60 a person. They bus you over there in a group, and it just covers your entrance fee. There is a upcharge one that you'll get a snack, but I don't know what the snack is, and I don't know
where it is.
Yeah, I don't know where they serve it, and I don't know what you get or
and it's
how much
extra dollars.
So, okay.
I don't think so.
So what we did, we had to pay for food and drink. There's a restaurant out by the beach, and it was very reasonable. Like 2 alcohol drinks and 2 lunches. He got an appetizer, but it was like a $14. Was it like 14? Do you remember?
17.
It was a $17 appetizer. I got the $14 club sandwich. $62.50, including the.
Our cab driver told us that what I had got was cracked cock.
Yeah, he called it crack
wasn't
cock.
crack cock fritters like I thought it was.
No, they called it conch bites.
Yeah, it's cracked cock, I guess.
Yes. So, but yeah, $62.50 for lunch and drinks. I didn't think was bad. So that was what we spent at the resort. So what people were asking for is, how do you do this? If you don't do it through the ship, how do you do it? So when you get off the ship, you walk over to the terminal. You go through the terminal, and
through the rat maze.
as soon as you come out, there's going to be a guy standing there asking people, "Where are you going? What do you want? Where are you going? What do you want?" And you just tell him you need a taxi and that you're going to Tano Resort, and he will have you stand against the wall, more than likely, because he's grouping people for shuttle taxis, which is like just a passenger van with like 3-4 rows in it. and they'll do drop-offs. And that one is $14 a person. And or right now, I don't know what it is when you go. But we paid $14 a person, and we were the second drop-off. And he dropped us off right at the front of the hotel. We went into the hotel, went to the front desk, and just said we wanted day passes, and it was $20 a person. And then the guy took us
Straight up.
straight up. Yeah, no tax or anything on top of that. It was just $20 a person. Gave us wristbands, took us behind, and showed us the pool, pointed out where stuff was. There's a pool, there's a hot tub, there's this water slide. It's like a lazy river pool. There's little grottos. There's a cave bar. And then pointed out where the restaurant was, and then the beach is behind that. And then just let us loose. And then when we thought it was like time we should go, about 3 o'clock, because we needed to be back on the ship at 4:30, and we wanted to leave plenty of time. We went back to the front desk and asked about a taxi. They called us a taxi. He was there in about 15 minutes, and he charged us $15 each to take us back. But again, it was one of those shuttle bus things, and we were the only passengers. So it wasn't bad. So we came out a few dollars cheaper than if we had booked it through the ship. And we did it on our own, and we were so proud of ourselves because we don't do that. And we had a very nice time. We walked the lazy river. We sat in the grottos. We laid out on the beach. Ethan sat in the water and made a friend. And this time it wasn't a shellfish. But I really enjoyed it. I would definitely go back to Tano Beach. That was very relaxing. And we could have just laid on a deck chair on the ship and had food for free. It was an option, and it was tempting, but I wanted to go and see the ocean. I wanted to sit on a beach.
And that resort looks so cool on Piero DJ's video. It's like, well, come on, we gotta see this.
Yeah.
And the weather was absolutely perfect.
Yes. Because it was like, all right, well, this time we'll stay on the boat, and next time we'll do that. But there was no guarantee we were going to get another 80-degree, absolutely perfect day. So it was very compelling to go and actually suck it up and do this instead of just laying around like we normally would. So I'm glad we did it. I don't regret it. All right, rooms.
So even though we talked about the ship itself, I felt like we should say something about the rooms specifically.
They're good. I haven't done an inside cabin on a cruise since 2009. And we did an inside cabin on this one because part of it was cost and part of it was to see if we could actually pull it off. And it was a nice size stateroom. In fact, I want to go back and compare the square footage to some of the other ships just to see if it was as big as I thought it was, or because they didn't put a couch in there, it seemed bigger. I'm not sure what the difference was. There's only a single bathroom. We're used to Disney where you have the split bathroom. It was never an issue. Suddenly a split bathroom, not that big a deal anymore. We did just fine with a single bathroom. We don't even have a single bathroom at home. We each have our own. And noise was fine. You could hear people like in the hallway, or once in a while.
The vented doors.
Yeah, or once in a while you could hear somebody through a wall. I don't think we ever heard the people above us, or if there were people below us. Never heard any of that. Usually, like, you hear people banging or kids running on a Disney ship above you, and that was never an issue.
Yeah, I never heard kids running through the halls.
I did one. I saw one kid running through a hall. Yeah, there weren't a ton of kids. And if there were, they were fairly well behaved. But the inside cabin was fine. This morning we toured that one of the suites.
The Verandah suites.
Yes, and it was like, oh hell. The bathroom was the size of our room.
Yeah.
There's a full bathtub plus a. Was there a shower in there?
There was a shower. Stand-up
Okay.
shower in the back.
Okay. I feel like I saw it and then I forgot all about it. The bathtub had jets. I was like, oh man. And the balcony was really cool. I'm not sure how much use you'd have of these things on a 2-day cruise. But
If you want to cruise in style on this ship, I think that's definitely the way to go.
and I don't know what else comes with this suite. I don't know what other perks there are that might make it worth it. I'm definitely going to do some research and find some of these answers out. I wanted a cheap cruise. I needed to get out on the water. And now I'm all chill. Jimmy Buffett did his thing. You have anything else to say about the rooms?
Very nice rooms.
Very nice rooms. And the outlet, the single outlet was not an issue. I bought the European converter and we just used that the entire time. I don't know, we never plugged in. The outlets, the regular outlets are on the, like, near the floor. Never even bothered.
Oh, and then the fridge worked just fine and the shower worked just fine.
Oh, the shower was really nice. It had like 4 settings. Plenty of water, plenty of hot water, plenty of pressure. Yeah, and the fridge actually got my bottles cold, so that was nice. Okay, so that brings us to, I think, our final topic. If you have watched any of our other cruise videos or any of our Disney stuff,
Or know us personally.
You might have noticed that the 2 people who just took this cruise weren't us. Ethan never napped. I never went to...
Regretting it.
I never went to bed early. I always talk to other couples, but Ethan was talking to other couples. Ethan line danced at a sail away party for like 20 minutes.
Like backhand.
We participated. I danced in front of groups of people twice. Don't do this. I'm very much in bed early. Keep to myself. Honestly, I know if you know me, you just laughed out loud or possibly snorted. But I'm really, I don't know who these people were that took this cruise. It was not us. There was something about this cruise. We don't even do excursions, let alone take off on our own. It's not us. We're planners. I plan to sit in a deck chair and listen to podcasts. Didn't get what I planned.
Yeah, we don't normally get off the boat unless either they're making us because it's Disembarkation Day or it's Castaway Key Day.
Yeah. And even Castaway Key Day, once in a while, we're like, oh, I don't want to. It's so far away and there's chairs right here. Yeah. It was, and we had more fun than ever. So I don't know how to explain it. Other than Margaritaville magic. Yeah, I don't get it. And but I loved it, and maybe you'll see more of that in the next cruise. Because we do have a couple of things out of our comfort zone planned for our next one. So hopefully we can recreate some of that. Alright, you got anything else to say?
I'd say overall I give it a 9 out of 10. Just because we know that there's some areas of improvement.
I'd go 9.5. I can't give it a full 10 because, yeah, there were a couple of
I give the experience a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, amount of fun on the boat, 10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely will be back.
The crew,
Absolutely.
10 out of 10.
Absolutely will recommend to others.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely will be baffled. Like, I don't like the YouTube economy of everything's extreme and extreme negative. Everything's the worst. Everything's the most awful. The thumbnails are all, oh God, I can't believe I went to this thing. Like, well then, shame on you for not doing your stupid research, I guess. YouTuber that's supposed to know these things. I won't name names, but there's one guy in particular that I swear to God, every single video is negative. Everything sucks. And it's this sucks, Virgin sucks, Disney sucks, Celebrity sucks, you name it, it sucks. He's never coming back. Oh my God, worst. And it's like, why are you here? What is this? You know, it's... Jim Hughes was watching a Drew Gooden video where he was talking about watching SNL videos or episodes from every season. And he was like, man, the 90s blew or whatever. Like, they had the whiners. And, you know, it's like, I can't believe this is the deal. Like, you know, that's the joke, is they're whiners. It's like, and that's what some of these YouTube cruise dudes are like. It's just the whiners. And after a while, it's like, we're not here for that, especially on this cruise. So that was not the name of the game, and if it was your name of the game on this cruise, you stood out very much like a sore thumb. And people did not want to be around you if that's how you're acting.
I did see somebody having a fit about the snacks that were available. They're old school. They do from 11:30 to 12:30. Margaritaville does snacks in the buffet. Well, the snacks are these little teeny tiny sandwiches on rolls, on like dinner rolls. They put together little sandwiches, and there's cookies, little things. It's a real simple. And there was somebody. This is all there is. This is all there is. And like she was mad, and it was. It's free food. Shut up. And it's midnight. You want something else? You can buy it. But this is what they choose to offer, and there was nothing wrong with it. So I don't know why it was such a. I don't know what she wanted. I didn't lobster tails.
So the guy we were talking to at the valet waiting area, he summed it up. He's like, "This is a low expectations cruise.
Yeah.
So if you can come in there with the right attitude, like we're just going to get away, we're going to have fun,
Yeah.
and come back to reality in 2 days, then you're in the right zone."
Yes. And honestly, my expectation was just don't let the boat sink.
Yeah.
That was it. I was happy at that level.
Yeah.
They way over delivered.
Now, if this was Seabourn or Windstar or something, then yes, I would have completely different expectations.
Yeah.
And then I'd be complaining about the canapes and the caviar and stuff. But, but I would very much have first world problems
Yeah.
at that point. I forgot what it was. We heard somebody complaining about something so silly, and even they knew it was silly. And I was like, "So do I need to make the check out to First World?"
Jeez. Yeah. And I do want to say, I think the crew really like each other, and I don't think we got it on film. Maybe we were filming and I wasn't paying attention, but we were talking to the band, the kids in the band, last night.
Yeah, it wasn't filming.
It was very, very late, and we were talking to the kids in the band and telling them how good, how much we enjoyed it and all this stuff. And there was another cast member sitting with them and talking before we walked over, and
they realized it was midnight.
All of a sudden, it was midnight, and one of the lead singer, the guy, jumps up, runs over to the instruments, pulls out a trumpet, and starts playing Happy Birthday. It had hit midnight, and it was, I think her name was Coco. It was the other cast member's birthday. I say cast member because we're so used to Disney. But the other crew member's birthday. because it was midnight and the day changed. And the Euphoria Lounge, who had just been sitting around talking to themselves, broke out into Happy Birthday, accompanied by the trumpet. It was so cool, and it was so nice that, you know, you could tell she was friends with these kids. And that they really, anybody who walked past John when he was playing, they would greet each other by name. Or he'd introduce them to the crowd and say, oh, he's really good at the guitar, or this guy's, you know, a great singer.
Makes the best drinks over there and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was, they really seemed to enjoy what they were doing and enjoying each other. And it makes a difference in your experience. It just made everything that much more, I don't want to make down to earth, friendly. I don't know what word I'm looking for. But it felt like the cruise was just giving you a big group hug. And it's just left me smiling. So I think it's time to stop talking. We were going to be brief and succinct in this video. No, we weren't. If you made it through all the videos, you must have, because otherwise you wouldn't have heard me say this. Thanks for watching. I hope we were a little informative and entertaining. Oh God, me dancing is going on the internet, isn't it? Oh crap.
I mean, should go without saying, we are not in any way sponsored by Margaritaville. We are not paid to be here.
But we're up for it.
Yeah, this came out of our own money, so it wasn't like they comped the cruise or something, and they're not putting us into anything we've said.
Yeah.
So, completely unabashedly, we will absolutely love this cruise, and we will be back.
Yep, we'll definitely do this again.
Yeah, but yeah, if they want to sponsor us and throw free cruises at them, we will not say no. But I think that really goes for anybody who wants to throw free cruises.
That's true. That's true. Cunard, we're talking to you.
Yeah, Cunard. Sure. Cunard looking for that attention.
Yeah, Cunard needs a channel with...
Don't forget about a 180-day cruise here. Talk it up, will you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're their target audience.
Yeah, right.
You know, with our fan base, yes. Yeah, we see the six of you. All right, we're going to head out. We're going to go get our puppies. We'll talk to you later. We're coming, pups.
Yep.
What are you barking at? Hi. Hey, we're back. Okay. All right, go eat your food. Go eat your food. Yeah. Oops. I was going to show you the girls, but there they go. All right, so they got groomed. Karen still looks like a tater tot. Linda looks good. Karen's still a fluffy little tater tot. I feel like she's going to try and do something, so let's stop filming that one. And come on, let's walk around. Run. 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 Run, Karen. Run. What? What? What are you doing, Linda? Oh, big dogs. We got big dogs. She found the water. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. How you doing? Did you have a nice stay? Did you have a nice stay? Yeah. Look at your ears. Holy cow. She got dog ears. I care. Funny girl.
Yep, it's capitalism in action, folks, I tell you. That's how it works. Where it began, I can't begin to tell you. But then I know it's going strong. Was in the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Hands, get your hands up into your hands up into your hands up into your everybody. Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined, couldn't believe they never would, but now I look at the night, it's right outside, and it don't seem so lonely. We make it up with only 2 or 3 or 4, however many we happen to find on Craigslist. And when I hurt after 3 or 4, it hurts. Hurt runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you? Hands, get those hands back up, everybody, hands back up. Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Don't touch me, sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would, but now I interlude. This is like the intermission in the song. It's not 15 minutes though. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. Sweet Caroline.
How about this?
No.